The second 2 weeks came with new challenges, more expenses, and an anticipation of raising my first queen. Hi, and welcome to Tiny Farm Channel. If you're new here, be sure to click on the subscribe button. In the first 2 weeks of beekeeping, I've purchased 2 hives and I made 1 split. The third week started with me working with hay, but on June 8th, I was able to free up some time to go and look at those queen cells and see how they are developing. Got a capped queen cell right here, and there's one right here. So those are the 2 queen cells. I also checked those frames that I put in that I got from my brother, which were laying for more than 2 years already. And they are already capping. And to my surprise, the ones that I put in the middle were completely drawn out. Looking at how fast they were pulling out the frames and how much honey they were collecting, I decided to purchase a honey extractor and assemble it so it will be ready when I'll need it. My daughter performed a thorough inspection of all of the parts that were packaged. And with the help of all my helpers, we were able to assemble the extractor. Okay, so let's take a look. In case the bees needed more room to put all of that honey, I also bought 2 medium-sized honey supers. My daughter quickly read the instructions, and all of us together started working hard to assemble those. It was definitely a great time spent with my kids. Those 2 boxes took us almost an hour to assemble. After assembling everything, I went outside to do a quick inspection, and when I was doing the inspection, I found the queen. To make it easier for me to find it the next time, I decided to mark her. The marking pen and cages for the queen was also one of the things that I purchased this week. My first queen marking went pretty successful. I didn't attempt to hold the queen with my hands when marking it. Maybe I'll do that someday in the future. After marking the queen, I went through the hive and I made 1 more split. This is not the hive that I made this previous split in. So now I have 2 splits that I'm trying to raise the queens in. After I was done with the split, I assembled the hive back and added the honey supers that I just assembled. 3 days later, on June 13th, I went to check on the queen cells. So by this time, there was only 1 queen cell left, and I put a queen cage on this one, thinking that in a couple days when the queen emerges, I won't have to look hard to find the queen, so I can easily mark her. By June 15, my queen in a split should have emerged already. So on that day, I went to see if my split have successfully grown a queen or not. I opened up the hive and I got out the frame where the queen was supposed to be on. The cell is ripped open. Through the queen cage that I placed over the queen cell, I could see that the cell was ripped open, but I couldn't see the queen underneath the cage. Either the queen is out, or we don't have a queen at all. So at that point, I thought that they have failed to raise a queen. But I still decided to look around and see if maybe the queen got out of the cage somehow and was just walking around. There's the queen. She is. And to my surprise, I actually found the virgin queen. So I took her and marked her right away. Now that my split has a virgin queen, I have to wait for a week or 2 for her to get mated. And after that, the split is gonna start growing their own bees. Also, the same day I weighed all the hives for the first time. So I used the technique of weighing one side and then weighing another one and adding those two values together to get an estimate how much the hive weighs. But on June 19th, I decided to put the hives on the scale so that I get a log of weight of all of the hives throughout the day, and I don't have to manually weigh those. I've made the scales myself. I just bought 4 load cells per hive and use those to take the measurements every 30 minutes. So hopefully in 2 weeks I'll be able to show a graph of how the weight of the hives changed for you guys. That is it for these 2 weeks. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you next time.